Hi, my name's Doug Wilson and I'm a yoga and meditation teacher who uses the practices of yoga and meditation as genuine forms of therapy to create quite deep and lasting change within the body and mind. In this video, we're going to look at the muscular and skeletal structures of the neck and throat region, but we'll also delve a little bit deeper and go into the subtle attributes of that area of the body. Neck pain's obviously a very common ailment within modern culture, simply from the lack of movement and mobility that we have, and sitting at a desk hunched over for long periods of time, or even just sleeping wrong can kind of trigger that sort of pain. And when that pain occurs, we'll generally head off to a doctor and try to point out where the tension is, but might lack the correct medical terminology and simply end up describing the pain as some point on the body or something radiating up the neck and perhaps causing a bit of a headache. And since this doesn't pinpoint a specific part of the muscular or skeletal system, we may be sent to a specialist, someone like a chiropractor, who'll identify a physically tangible issue within the skeletal system and have some sort of cracking solution that often requires multiple visits to maintain the pain relief. That's not to disrespect chiropractors or lessen the value of their practice. I've used chiropractors many times throughout my life with great results. But with so much energy passing through this region of the body, it doesn't just lead to muscular and skeletal imbalances or pain. It also leads to imbalances within the endocrine system and parts of the body like the thyroid. And this is a gland that's responsible for producing hormones that regulate the body's temperature, its metabolic rate, and other critical functions like digestion. And in these areas of anatomy, we start to see less predictable solutions. A common treatment for a thyroid issue is for it to be removed, so those functions of the endocrine system can be regulated through lifelong medication. However, through my own experiences of learning how to balance the body and mind without medication, I learned more of the subtle functionalities of the psyche and the relationship to the body and the mind, which really has to be experienced by an individual for them to understand what I'm talking about. From the perspective of yogic science, we consider the entire throat and neck region as a transition area that encompasses some of the most delicate passageways for our vital life force in what we consume in air, food, transfer in blood and lymph. And particularly what governs this area is known as the fifth subtle energy center, Vishuddha. To understand this a bit more, you can consider if you've ever felt like your voice has been suppressed, or you've been in a particular position of injustice and struggled to speak out. You may have experienced that feeling of a lump in the throat or a bit of a blockage in the throat region, which is a clear indication that energy is not moving freely in that area. Whether that's viewed as a physical occurrence is really down to the individual who's experiencing it. If you'd like to try a structured practice around what we've discussed in this video, then just follow the link in the description, which will take you to a free class that works on some of the foundational techniques to stimulate the muscular and skeletal parts of the throat that we've just been talking about, but also leads and steps us towards a meditation on Vishuddha. So getting to have that more subtle experience with the deeper levels of meditation. And if you've got any questions about the techniques or just some comments on it, or there's any other topics you'd like me to cover off, then leave a message in the comments and I'll get round to it. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.